Welcome back to Business English with Martin. In the previous episode, we explored the five immutable laws of marketing. Today, we'll continue with laws 6 to 10, which are just as essential for any business looking for succeed. Let's get started. Okay, marketing is all about strategy and understanding. These laws can make a huge difference. Last time we discussed the five immutable laws of marketing. Now let's continue with the next five, starting with laws number 6, the laws of exclusivity. Okay, this law says that you cannot appropriate a word or concept that already belongs to another brand. If you try to compete with the same concept, only strengthen your rival's position. As example, we have Atari. Atari wanted to compete in the home computer market, but that position was already occupied by Apple, and the other is Commodore. And it for Atari, it would have been better to focus on video games consoles only. So no matter how much money you spend on advertising, is if a word is already taken, you won't be able to take advantage. Market research can be misleading if the competition is analyzed properly. Misleading means engañosa. Okay, as example, we have Burger King. Burger King saw that people value speed in fast food and launched a campaign focused on being fast. But McDonald's was already seen as the fastest, so Burger King's strategy failed. The next says if you want to stand out, you must find your own word or concept in the consumer's mind. Okay, instead of copying another brand, a brand should focus on what truly makes it unique. I have an example of Toyota SA here in Bolivia. It is the exclusive representative of the Japanese brand Toyota in Bolivia. This exclusivity contract grants it specific rights and responsibilities, and including the import and sales of genuine Toyota vehicles and spare parts in the country. However, controversies have arisen when other companies, such as Multipart Multipartes, that is a company here in Bolivia, have imported and sold Toyota spare parts. Right, spare means puestos without authorization. In 2021, it was discovered that Multipartes was using bags with the Toyota logo and branding, indicating that indicating these genuine parts, right? Misleading consumers into believing that they were genuine parts imported from Japan, when in fact they were not. And this situation led Toyota to take legal actions to protect its exclusive rights and ensure that consumers receive authentic products. We have another example to understand this better. We have Samsung and Apple, like these two mobile brands in Bolivia. First, we have uh, Samsung, okay? Samsung often markets its high quality display screens and camera technology, while Apple owns the word premium with, with its iPhone, positioning it has a highest end and easy to use and secure device. And Apple, right? Often offer exclusive deals or contracts to sell Apple products exclusively and making it harder for local competitors to offer Apple devices without special agreements. Um, Samsung market um, it itself with features that are tailored to Bolivian users, such as longer battery life and affordable models for emerging markets. Uh, to understand this law better, these both companies target different segments, owning unique positions in customers' mind. Okay, then we have the law of ladder. Okay, the law of ladder says you cannot always be first in the customer's mind, but there are strategies for those who occupy second or third place. The mind organizes products on a ladder, it says. Each product, right? Each product category has a ladder in the consumer's mind. Each run represents a brand. The higher up the ladder, the better position is it is in the market. As an example, um, we have uh, university, okay? Because if a small university compares itself to Harvard, people will reject it because it's not on their mental ladder. Okay, that's why it's important accepting your position on the ladder, and it gives you an advantage. Um, Talking about has an example here, we have two main companies of dairy products. The most famous is Pil and Delicia. Okay, Pil Andina is the market leader in the Bolivian dairy industry, and it's known for its long history, nationwide presence, and trust in quality. Delicia is a challenger in the market. Since Pil already owns the leader position, Delicia doesn't try to fight for it. Instead, it focuses on flavor and innovation, differentiating itself with ice creams, yogurts, desserts that attract young consumers. Okay, we have other examples of this law about automobile industry. Okay, we have Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and in Bolivia, Toyota is the leader in Bolivia's car market, particularly for subs, um, pickup trucks, uh, and also Toyota is known for its for reliability, durability, and resale value. And Nissan has a second place competitor position with itself with affordable alternatives to Toyota's model while maintaining good quality. Another example, talking about a specific uh, in universities. Okay, we have the three most famous. The first one is La Universidad de San Simón in Cochabamba. Uh, it is one of the largest university in Bolivia, with a strong presence in health, science, engineering, and social science. Its student community is very active and boasts infrastructure and international agreements that strengthen professional training. And in the other, we have the Universidad Mayor de San Andrés en La Paz. Most of the most people consider this university as the second best in Bolivia, and it distinguished by its scientific research, academic quality, and the training of influential professionals, its scientific output, connection to the public and private sector, position it as a leader in higher education in the country. And the other that we have Universidad Privada Boliviana. Has the position itself as the best private university focusing on business, entrepreneurship, and international opportunities. Okay, this law says that the number of steps varies depending on the product type. Everyday products like soft drinks, toothpaste have more steps. Occasionally, purchase products like furniture, appliances. It means appliances means accessories have fewer. And we have the one type purchases. Coffins don't even have a step. Okay, we have an example. Before the example, it law says that, for example, the mine only remains a few brands because, according to studies, people rarely remembers more than 7 brands per category. Example: phones have 7 digits. We have 7 wonders of the world, and Snow White 7 swords. Also, it says this law says that sometimes it's better to change steps. Instead of being number two on a small staircase, it's better to be relevant on a larger one. It said that a larger one. Okay, we have the next law that is the law of duality. Okay, this law says that over time, if any product category, yeah, in any product category, the competition right down to two big players initially. Initially, there may be many, but the customer's mind eventually organizes into a ladder with only two main positions. At first, the ladder is white. When a market is new, there may be many brands, each occupying a different runs. Runs means peldaño. Over time, it narrows down to two. Okay, and the leader loses some of its advantage, um, because over time, the leading brand tends to cede some market share to the number two competitor, while the third brand and the others are forgotten. For example, in the soft drink wars or even in the laptop sector, the fight boils down to two main brands, leaving the other aside. Okay, we have strategies for those who aren't number one. Okay, if you cannot be number one, focus clearly. Position yourself as number two because consumers tend to choose the leading brand or the primary alternative if they aren't the leader. Okay, this is, for example, when consumers become educated. We have um, examples. Here in my country, we have two main channels. One is called Unitel, and the other Red Uno. Is one of the two biggest, the two leaders. Okay, Unitel is one of the most watched television channels in Bolivia, offering varied programming that includes news, entertainment, and sports. Red Uno competes directly with Unitel, presenting similar content and fighting for the national audience. Okay, these are the two main. Talking about other, we have in the department stores here, especially in Cochabamba, we have the multi-center and the SMAC. Okay, these big stores. Our multi-center offers a wide variety of products for the home, technology, and home decor, establishing itself has one of the leading department stores in Bolivia. And the other is Dismac. Okay, Dismac is similar. It specializing in appliances and furniture. And Dismac competes directly with Multicenter, offering similar products and attractive promotions. Although although there are other stores, the predominant rivalry in this sector is between Multicenter and Dismac. Okay, and just has so this law in this law, as we said, uh, consumers tend to narrow their choices down to big brands, right? To two big brands. If you can position yourself as number one, or if not number two, you have much better. You have a much better chance of succeed. Okay, then we have the next law that is the law of opposites. Okay, this law says that when the leader is strong, there is a great opportunity for number two to stand out. Not by trying to be better, but by being different. Key points. Okay, there is here key points. Okay, the first we have that we this it says that we have to take advantage of the leader's strengths. We have to analyze what the leader why what the leader is strong and turn that strength into their weakness. Okay, instead of imitating, present the opposite. We have the two traditional brands like Coca-Cola with over 100 years of history, and Pepsi capitalize capitalize right on that image and position it itself as the alternative for a new generation. Okay. Also, it law right mention and the second strategy. It says that the challenger should target consumers looking for an alternative to the leader. Okay. Instead of competing on quality, the focus is on being the opposite. If they are the old trusted brands, we are the different and fresh options. Okay, in food sector, I will give you example. Okay, here we have in my city we have two main industries. The first one is Sofia and Imba. Sofia is the leading company in the production and marketing of poultry products. Poultry products means productos avícolas, and sausage in Bolivia, known for its variety and national distribution. And Imba competes by offering meat and sausage products, differentiating its by focusing on artisanal and locally produced products. Okay, how Imba apply the law of opposites in this case? Imba distinguishes it from Sofia by highlighting the artisanal quality and local origin of its products and attracting consumers who value traditional production and support for the local economy. And we have another example. This is about the pharmaceutical sector. Here we have two big pharmaceutical companies. In reality, is the in Bolivia really the biggest pharmaceutical companies we could say. The first one is Droguería Inti and Laboratorios Vita. Okay, Droguería Inti, one of the leading pharmaceutical companies in Bolivia, dedicated to the production and distribution of high quality medicines. Okay, and Laboratorios Vita competes in pharmaceutical market by focusing on nutritional supplements and natural products, promoting preventing health and also with complementary alternatives to traditional medicine. Okay, and how Vita differentiates from Inti is by focus on natural and preventive products. Okay, and it attracts consumers that are interested in healthy and complementary alternatives uh, to traditional medicine. Another example, again with the automobile sector, we have here two biggest leaders of in the import and sale of vehicles in Bolivia. We have Incruz and Hansa. Okay, Incruz represents brands such as Suzuki, Mazda, and Renault, and Hansa here competes right in the automobile market, representing brands such as Volkswagen and Audi, focusing on high-end vehicles with advanced technology. Okay. To recap again, okay, this law: if you are number two, don't try to copy the leader. Take advantage of their strengths to highlight what you offer. That's different. Capturing those consumers who are looking for an authentic alternative. Then we have the next law that is the law of division. Okay, categories, it says that the categories divide over time. At first, the market is unique, and over time, it fragments into specific segments. An example of this is is Apple. Apple is a clear example. In the past, Apple only had Mac computers, and now its market is divided into smartphones, right? Like the iPhones and the tablet, the iPad, okay, and others, and other products. And an automobile, and we have the another example is the automobiles in general. Okay, they started has a single category, and now we have luxury cars, economy cars, sports cars, minivans, among others. Law says that each segment has its own leader. Each division functions as an independent category with its own leader, who is not necessarily the leader of the original category. Okay, one clear example of this is Jambal. Okay, Jambal is a company um, that is focused especially in cosmetics and jewelry. It was originally known for its cosmetics, and Jambal later expanded into jewelry and fragrances. And this Jambal, instead of focusing the same branding for both categories, it created a strong distinction in its market strategies, ensuring each product line had its own identity. Okay, then we have again the automobile sector. Now we have this famous brand, this Toyota and Lexus. Okay, Toyota produces affordable, reliable cars, but when when this brand was entering the luxury car market, it created Lexus, and the Toyota created Lexus, and instead of focusing the Toyota brand, right? Instead of focusing Toyota brand, um, it focused only in the name of Lexus, and this helped compete with premium brands, okay, like a BMW, a Mercedes Benz, without affecting Toyota's affordable reputation. Then another example is Facebook and Meta. Okay. Um. Okay. Um. Talking about Facebook and Meta, this law says that when companies try to use the same brand in very different segment, may lose strength. Okay. That's why we have the example of Facebook and Meta, because Facebook expanded beyond social media into virtual reality, like artificial intelligence and the metaverse. To reflect this shift, it rebranded its parent company as Meta, as we know nowadays, and keeping Facebook as a super brand. Okay. Also, this law of division says that the division is an opportunity. Because if you know in which segment you are, you can focus your strategy. You can focus your strategy, and if necessary, you can create a new brand to dominate that niche. We have an example of this is Netflix, okay, the streaming and gaming, because Netflix was focused or is focused in on the street or or initially focused on streaming movies and TV shows. But Netflix then saw that gaming was an emerging category. And instead of just adding games under the same brand, it Netflix game, launched Netflix games. Okay. And it was a new division focused on mobile gaming. Of this is a good example of this law. Another brand that take advantage of this of knowing which segment you are and create a new brand to dominate that niche. We have Nike and Jordan brand. Okay, Nike created the Jordan brand for basketball shoes, make it distinct from its general athletic wear, and this allowed it to dominate both the general sportwear market and the basketball shoe market. Okay, so this law, right, uh, has a conclusion. A single category divides into multiple segments. Okay, and each with its own leaders. And to be successful, companies must adapt to these divisions or create new brands that fit perfectly into each niche. Okay, so that's all for today. Now we've covered the immutable laws of marketing, and there is still more to come. And if you found these thoughts useful, let me know. Share this with someone who make benefit from it. Thanks for listening and see you in the next episode. Thank you.